Hey up everyone! So tomorrow is the day that they announce the 2024 SAG nominations. It's time for me to give you some quick last minute predictions as to who I think is going to get nominated in all 6 of the film categories. With the SAGs, because it's, decided by actors, there's always a few performances that manage to squeeze into SAG, which don't really show up in many other places. The ones that come to mind are like Jamie Foxx in Just Mercy, Jared Leto in The Little Things, Bradley Cooper in Licorice Pizza, and Ben Affleck in The Tender Bar. It also helps if you're Viola Davis, let's just say that. The Screen Actors Guild absolutely adore Viola Davis, so there is a very real chance that Viola Davis might actually show up in this year's bunch of nominees for Best Supporting Actress for Air. She hasn't really been placing anywhere else, but yeah, because of the love for Viola Davis, it would and it wouldn't surprise me if she shows up tomorrow in the list of nominations for Best Supporting Actress. But do let me know in the comment section below, who do you think might be a surprise nomination for the SAG Awards this year? Whatever you have to say, let me know in the comment section down below. And for more award season content, don't forget to click subscribe. I am going to fill in my ballot on Gold Derby, but weirdly enough, Gold Derby doesn't have the stunt ensemble category for whatever reason, so I'm just going to give you those predictions now separately. Stunt ensemble is kind of a weird one to deduce this year because everybody thought that when this year started that this was just going to end up going to Dune Part 2, but then it got delayed. So yeah, the supposed frontrunner is no longer here, which leaves things quite open. And weirdly, when I tried to think of the movies that might, show up to get nominated here, I kind of struggled. There wasn't like loads of immediate stunt heavy movies that came to mind. I really had to think of what would be in here. So, but the number one that does pop to mind is the one which is synonymous with Tom Cruise doing his own stunts, is Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. So yeah, that's who I'm kind of feeling might go on to win this. But who else do I think is going to be there? I've got Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, and then I've got Ferrari because the stunt ensemble has often favored movies that involve a lot of driving, think Ford v Ferrari, or Rush, or Baby Driver, even Mad Max Fury Road. So yeah, I can see Ferrari getting in here. We usually do see 1 or maybe 2 superhero movies as well, and the one which I think is most likely to get nominated from this year is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. That stands out as the most prestigious of the live-action superhero movies this year, and has the best use of stunts that I can think of in the film. The corridor scene comes to mind, that sort of one take shot of the Guardians, fighting all the baddies in the corridor or whatever. So yeah, I think Guardians might have a good chance here, so I'm putting it in here. But yeah, is there another superhero movie that might be able to get in here, like Blue Beetle, The Flash, or Ant-Man Quantumania? Oh, I'm not so sure. I haven't seen Blue Beetle, so I don't know what the stunts are like in that. But yeah, I don't feel all that confident with the other 2. So for the 4th slot, I'm actually going with The Creator. There's some pretty decent action sequences in The Creator. So yeah, I'm going to give it my 4th slot. And the 5th slot is tricky because I wanted to give this to John Wick Chapter 4. In fact, if it weren't for Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning, that's who I would pegged to win this. But as I looked through the years, I learned something quite shocking, is that no John Wick movie has ever been nominated for stunt ensemble at SAG, which kind of boggles my mind. That's crazy, isn't it? The movies are known for their gritty and pulpy stunts, the practicality of them, and they're gorgeously executed. And yeah, so I want to give it to John Wick 4, but then I thought, well, if they're not nominated any previous John Wick, are they going to start now with Chapter 4? I wanted to, but then they might go for something a little bit more random, like Dungeons and Dragons, Honor Among Thieves, or maybe the new Hunger Games, Battle of Songbirds and Snakes movie, or maybe we'll see something random, something you don't even think of as a stunt movie, like Barbie or Oppenheimer or The Color Purple show up here. So yeah, it's a bit of a risk to predict John Wick Chapter 4, but I have received screeners and stuff. I feel that there has been a push from the distributor. So maybe it's fresh in people's minds, and even though I don't feel confident on it, I'm gonna give the 5th spot to John Wick Chapter 4. But yeah, if it doesn't show up, I won't be all that surprised, but I will be elated if it does show up. So yeah, that's where I'm at with Stunt Ensemble. Anyway, I'm gonna jump on the Gold Derby app now and fill in the SAG nominations ballot. First off, we're gonna do Best Film Ensemble. Okay, so the one that immediately comes to mind is Barbie, so I'm gonna put Barbie in at number 1. And for this one, there are so many great films this year with amazing ensembles like Air and The Holdovers and American Fiction. But my instinct is telling me to go with the films that I do believe have a pretty good chance of going on to be a Best Picture contender at the Oscars. So the ones that spring to mind are Barbie, obviously, then Poor Things, Oppenheimer, and Killers of the Flower Moon. It might be quite basic to predict those, but yeah, I do think they've got a good chance of being nominated. So I'm definitely going to put Oppenheimer in. I know it's a predominantly male and white cast as well, but you know, the casting was phenomenal. Everyone's so good in that movie. So yeah, I'm putting Oppenheimer in. I'm also going to put in Poor Things as well. I think it stands a very good chance of winning Best Picture, and a SAG nom for Ensemble will definitely help boost those chances. And then Killers of the Flower Moon makes a good deal of sense as well. It's a very strong core cast as well, and a lot of like lovely small supporting terms as well, like with Cara Jade Myers and you know, Jesse Plemons and all that lot. So yeah, I'm gonna put Killers at number 4. And then it does say on Gold Derby, the 5th spot is The Color Purple. Color Purple hasn't been doing all that well this award season. It's missed in a lot of the BAFTA long lists, and yeah, didn't get even nominated for Best like musical comedy at Golden Globes. So yeah, it hasn't really made the splash that people anticipated it would. But it does feel like something that actors would get behind, and I feel like it does make a lot of sense for SAG Ensemble. So yeah, my instinct is to go with The Color Purple, but yeah, could it be something like The Holdovers, which I do think also has like a good chance of like, you know, being in the running for Best Picture. My issue with The Holdovers is that it's more of a 3-person character study than it is an ensemble. Like, it's a small ensemble, and I can make the same argument for Maestro as well. It's like a 2-person character study rather than, you know, something that's all about you know, a big ensemble piece. So yeah, that's what's holding me back there. I've seen some people online predicting Air. I don't feel confident enough because of how much it's missed. Like, it feels like Air is missed more than The Color Purple, really. So yeah, but maybe we'll see something surprising here. Like, I actually could see an outcome where The Iron Claw pops up here. I feel like maybe The Iron Claw is something that actors will really appreciate. And, you know, it's a solid ensemble with the family. The Von Erich family, everyone is so good. So yeah, I do have a feeling that could be like a nice late surge for the Iron Claw, but yeah, I am gonna go with The Color Purple. Like, it makes sense to me, so I'm gonna go with The Color Purple for Best Film Ensemble. Okay, cool. Next category is Best Film Actress. Oh, okay, this is gonna be a tough one, okay. The 2 that I need to put in here immediately are Emma Stone and Lily Gladstone, okay. Those are the 2 obvious frontrunners now for the Oscar. And then the last 3 slots is a little trickier, because I feel like with SAG, Barbie is the type of movie that they would want to acknowledge performances for. And yeah, Margot Robbie has a pretty good track record with SAG as well, so I feel like I'm going to put Margot Robbie in at number 3, and yeah, Carey Mulligan in at number 4. Makes a lot of sense. Then the 5th spot is tough, because Annette Bening is number 5. I'd say she is stronger than Fantasia Barrino. Sandra Hüller is, you know, she's like my number 1 who I want to see win in this category. But yeah, it's performances, you know, mixed, bilingual or even trilingual in Sandra Hüller's case are, they don't very often get into SAG. Usually it's like, mostly like American or English actor, Irish actors as well. But yeah, there's a lot of Irish actors last year. But yeah, they typically nominate performances that in the English language more so. In the last few years, it's been predominantly English language. And while while Anatomy of a Fall is an English-speaking role predominantly, maybe that's going to hold her back. Can Sandra Hüller break that that trend? I'm hoping she could. I'd love to see her do that. But Annette Bening does make a lot of sense because she has had a good track record with SAG. She's been nominated 6 times, 4 individual noms and 1 for, 2 actually for SAG Ensemble. So she does make a lot of sense. Do I take a risk with Sandra Hüller, who's like who I want to see, or do I go with what I know? Because yeah, they do like Annette Bening. Yeah, screw it, I'm gonna go with Annette Bening. I would rather see Sandra Hüller here, but I feel like Annette Bening is the safer pick, really. But if Sandra Hüller does manage to squeeze in, that will be very reassuring because it means like if they're willing to like give Sandra Hüller a slot with SAG, even though you know it's a mixed language performance, maybe she will stand a better chance. Maybe she could surprise. Like I'm expecting her to get nominated at BAFTA, but SAG, yeah, I'm not so sure about. So yeah, if she does get in at SAG, then she will be in a stronger position than I think. It feels like Anatomy of a Fall is gaining steam with its 2 wins at the Golden Globes, so maybe Sandra Hüller could start to surge again. Who knows? But I'm going to stick with Annette Bening for now, and if she does show up, prepare for a freak out. Let's just say that. I'm excited with the prospect of seeing Sandra Hüller nominated at SAG because it will indicate positive things for the rest of awards season. Okay, so next up we have Best Film Actor. Okay, so the obvious ones that spring to mind are, yeah, Cillian Murphy, yep, Bradley Cooper, yes, Paul Giamatti, yes, because of his win at the Golden Globes. Cool, and I can't Freudian sleep, I can't not put Bradley Cooper in if I think Carey Mulligan's getting in. Like those 2 performances just like go hand in hand. But yeah, 4th and 5th slots. This is where it gets interesting because Leo is in at number 4 on Gold Derby, but I don't know, I just have this feeling we're gonna see like a little surprise somewhere and someone needs to miss here. Like the contenders would be Leo, Jeffrey Wright, Common Domingo, and then yeah, Zac Efron's in at like number, is that 8th? Yeah. I have a feeling about Zac Efron. There's something about the Iron Claw which makes me feel like, oh, it's a heavy, hard-hitting, emotional, familial sports drama. It might have come into the race a bit late, but I think there's just a lot of love and respect for that film, and I could see Zac Efron maybe getting his first nom over Leo getting. I've lost track actually of how many times Leo's been missed. But yes, Leo doesn't feel as strong of a thing for me as Cillian, Bradley, and Paul. And I feel like, maybe if anyone's going to miss out of the big heavy hitters, maybe Leo might be the one. And I really want to see Jeffrey Wright get in here as well. So, this is tough. I feel like we might see a little surprise. I feel like we might see, just an unexpected pop-up here. So I'm going to give the 4th spot to Jeffrey Wright. And then I'm actually going to give the 5th spot to Zac Efron. I know it's a risk. He hasn't really been popping up elsewhere, but yeah, I just feel like of all the performances that they're likely to honor in the Iron Claw, that's probably the most likely, I'd say. And yeah, I just feel like maybe something about that just feels like actors would want to acknowledge Zac Efron, for everything he's been doing the last few years and stuff. And I feel like, yeah, maybe now's his time, and this might be his singular nomination. It's a bit of a risk, but I'm going to go with it anyway. So yeah, my 5, Cillian, Bradley, Paul, Jeffrey, and Zac. And I don't have Leo in my 5. I don't have Coleman Domingo in my 5. Yeah, who knows, I might be wrong in this, but yeah, you gotta take a risk every now and then, don't you? So yeah, those are my 5 for best actor in a lead role. Then we've got Best Film Supporting Actress. So the obvious two that I have to put in automatically are Danielle Brooks and Divine Joy Randolph. So let's pop them in. Divine, lovely. And Danielle, lovely. This could be the category though where we do see, maybe a couple surprises here. So on Gold Derby, the next three down are Emily Blunt, Jodie Foster, and Julianne Moore. I feel like, Divine pretty much has this in the bag, and Danielle comes alongside her quite comfortably. But I feel they might, again, throw us a couple surprises in here. Like Viola Davis is very tempting to put in here. I am going to put Emily Blunt in, actually. Sorry, I haven't thought to do that. She managed to win in supporting actress for A Quiet Place. So she clearly is liked by the acting community, and she's in one of the biggest movies of the year. So Emily Blunt does make a lot of sense. The last two slots are where it could get interesting. I actually feel like America Ferrera might have a good chance here. I feel like actors really do love Barbie. Margot and Ryan Gosling are, pretty much locks. But America Ferrera is the one that's a little shaky, but I could see getting in here. I'm gonna pop in America Ferrera here. Because I think Barbie's getting into SAG Ensemble, and I think it is going to get at least the 3 nominations of Margot, Ryan, and SAG Ensemble. America Ferrera would make it 4, which would mean it's probably going to be the most nominated on SAG nominations morning. So I'm putting America Ferrera in, even though I don't feel 100% confident on it, but it's just a feeling I'm having. But yes, will Jodie Foster go along with Annette Bening? It is possible. Again, Julianne Moore could show up. Again, respected actress. Viola Davis, very tempting. I could even see Rosamund Pike, Penelope Cruz. Yeah. Oh, and then I get down here and it's like, Rachel McAdams, are you there? God, it's me, Margaret. Yeah. There's a gut feeling I'm having right there. I feel like maybe Rachel McAdams could be the surprise here. Again, she's not popped up in a lot of places, and her odds are like 100 to 1, but there's been a constant discourse surrounding Rachel McAdams this year, and she's not really been getting into a lot of places. She has won in a few critics groups, but I feel like maybe actors would have her back here. It may be a shot in the dark. I feel like Viola is more of a safe prediction here, but I don't know. It's probably a wacky out there prediction, but I'm going to go with Rachel McAdams, Again, no guts, no glory. So if her name is called out, you're going to see a very happy Luke tomorrow. But the category I feel I'm probably going to get the most wrong in is probably Best Supporting Actress tomorrow. But, I'd rather take a few risks here than just predict the top 5 on Gold Derby every time. And so last category is, of course, Best Supporting Actor. And this one does feel quite easy. I'm going with RRR plus one of the Poor Things boys and Charles Melton. I feel pretty safe on that. So let's have a look at that. Yep, Robert Downey Jr., Ryan Gosling, Mark Ruffalo, Robert De Niro, and Charles Melton. They are the top 5 on Gold Derby, and makes absolute sense. It just feels right. It will be weird if Charles Melton is the only actor from May December to get nominated. So who knows, maybe we could see a surprise from Julianne Moore wouldn't be a total surprise. She's quite high on the odds. Natalie Portman would be a surprise because Best Actress is stacked. So these are my 5. And cool, that is me done with my predictions for the 2024 SAG nominations, guys. Do let me know what you think of my SAG nominations in the comment section down below, and please let me know who are you predicting for the film categories at SAG this year. I always love hearing from you guys. If you have enjoyed the video, help me out with a little thumbs up button. If you want more movie, TV, and Oscars related content, don't forget to click subscribe, and as always, thank you guys so much for watching. For more things related to movies, TV, the Oscars, and popcorn culture, I'm Luke Hatfield, and I'll see you next time.